Well, good evening. Jamie's already starting with me, so y'all already know. He already on here starting it already. Uh-huh. I know you. I didn't just meet you. I know how this goes. Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you all having a good Sunday. Let me get all the parts and pieces in here so everybody can be on the call. Welcome, welcome. Sunday evening live at 4:58. I came a little early so I can give all the platforms a chance to let the people know that we are here. Let the people know that we live and in living color. You being proactive, whatever, bothering people. hmm Just in case, Lamb Research Corporation designs, manufactures, markets, refurbishes, and services semiconductor processing equipment used in the fabrication of integrated circuits. I got the hiccups. All right. So just in case I ask about it, which I may or may not, now that you have, done your little thing, um, it is on the list. Y'all saw it in the telegram that there is potentially some movement coming, and we want to capitalize on whatever movements we can get in. Hey, Ward, how you doing? I hope we've had a good Sunday evening or Saturday, the weekend. Have you had a good weekend? So my weekend has had a few little pieces. I had an appointment yesterday morning. So Jamie ran our challenge, our charting challenge. They went over some stocks over there. Jamie, if somebody wants to put some stocks in the chat that y'all looked at yesterday and went through things like finding the gaps, broadening formation, support resistance, candlestick patterns, the trend, all the things. I mean, all the things. You charting is not a difficult task, but when you're first getting started, it takes like intention to see all the things. So after you get comfortable doing it more often, you'll start to see that it goes a little faster. Goes a little faster. Hey Tanya, how you doing? So then yesterday, I had an appointment yesterday morning. Jamie and the crew did the charting challenge, which I really appreciated. Really appreciated that. And then we had to go try to find a lawnmower, which we never did. We let my son borrow our lawnmower, and it hasn't seemed to make it back. So after a while, Warren was just like, let's just go find us another lawnmower. So we went and looking around for a used lawnmower, and we waited too late to really start looking yesterday because a lot of places who were like doing refurbished lawnmowers and those kind of things, they were closed already by the time we started looking. Anyway, went to church. It's been pouring here. My son's joke is that it's Jacksonville's like it starts raining here, and it started raining one day and it never stopped. And that is the absolute truth. It has been raining here literally for weeks. I mean, every day for weeks it has rained, which I'm not complaining about that. I'm cool with the rain, but some people aren't as fond of it. So anyway, our grass is growing, and it needs to be cut. But ain't nobody getting out there in that wet yard to cut no grass. Not me. Somebody might. It's just not me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I did buy some rain boots at Goodwill yesterday, though. While we were looking around in Goodwill for me a coffee pot because y'all know if y'all follow me on social media, but my coffee pot thing, the little piece under the basket that engages with the coffee pot, the grommet or whatever inside of there quit. And so when I moved it, it basically fell apart. So anyway, I just said I was fooling around with it trying to get it fixed. And then I was like, child, I heard again, if you saw my post, you'll see that I said in there that I literally heard a voice on the inside saying, child, go find you another one. And so we stopped at the Goodwill because shoot, you can go in Goodwill and there's probably 10 coffee machines in there. And there was yesterday when we stopped at the Goodwill as we were out and about. I had to check out some stuff because see they'll get you. You have to watch that too because like a few of them, and I'm just talking now while we let everybody get in here. Get in here. But um some of them had a pot there, but it wasn't the pot that matched the coffee machine. So there was still a gap between the pot and the engagement. If those things don't touch, then the coffee doesn't come out of the water brewer area. So there was a few of those that was then some of them had, you have to look closely. The point is if you're gonna get it, buy you a used coffee machine, you need to look closely. But they tape them up so that they keep all the pieces together. And sometimes when they taped up, you can't see what's going on. So you have to be a lot more intentional about it. So anyway, I found me one, came home and ran several runs of vinegar water through it. I did that a few times, and I ran just some plain water and whatever. And then this morning I made some coffee with it, and it turned out fine. Everything works okay. So I tossed away. I was trying to throw away the old coffee pot. Mr. P wanted to keep the pot part. I'm not. I'm done with all of it. Because when are you gonna use this extra coffee pot? All the coffee pots are not like interchangeable. Some of the pots are taller than others. Some are wider than others. They're not interchangeable. So that's what he was saying. That he's like, why can't you just buy another pot? I was like, yeah, because they're not interchangeable. You know. So anyway, that's what happened yesterday. And then we went to church. And then today I've been working all day on my computer, grading papers. Oh, that was the other thing I've been doing this weekend. They had a test. My students had a test. So I had to grade papers last night, yesterday, today. I'm grading papers. I have 95 students. 100 sounds like more round, but I have 95 students. So I had to grade papers. I had to grade test papers. And that, the way my focus is set up, I had to literally fight with myself to grade papers, right? It's the one part of the job that I truly do not enjoy, right? Jamie says, we looked at Sava, SOXL, Meta, NVIDIA, ASTS, SPY, Cost, Target, test. Y'all had a lot of stuff. And I think Triple Q and Netflix. Ooh, I asked everybody to post their top 5 favorite tickers and customize the session to that. Okay, good. I wish you happy feelings. Everybody listening to that's what everywhere you go, folks are playing Frankie Beverly and Maze. Everywhere, every store, everything. We walked through the flea market a little bit looking for a lawnmower, and everybody was booming Frankie Beverly. So rest in heaven, big dude. Okay, let's go see what we got going here today. Let's see what happened last week, and then let me bring these down so we can see last week in the market. We have a long list of trades and tickers to look at today. We're not going to go through all of them because it's a lot. It's a lot of them, so we are not going to go through everything, but we're going to go through the ones we want to spend some time looking at. And okay, I'm going to present. There we go. Share screen. We'll go through some of them though and see what we see. That's been enough time for. Okay, that's been enough time for all the platforms to get people in here, I'm thinking. So this is Thinkorswim, and we're looking at SPX. This down here in the right is the monthly chart. That's the monthly chart down here to the right. And this one up here is the weekly chart. This is what it did last week or each week. This is the daily chart up here to the top left. And this is the hourly chart down here at the bottom. Okay, so on the month so far, we are a bit of a hammer. Not really, it's kind of a doji-ish more than it is a hammer, because a hammer is not really filled through enough. That's more like a doji. On the weekly chart, we've had what's a 2-2, actually this is a 3-2 reversal. No, it's a 2-2 reversal. 2 down. And now we're going up, and it closed. Let me see. This is the high of this is 56.23. The high of where it closed 56.96. So yes, this is now in force. This is very, very close, very, very close, but it is in force that it closed. This one closed above the open. The open here is 56.23.89, and this close is 56.26. That seems like it's so much closer than that, but Yep, it is higher. So this closed with what's called a 2-2 reversal. Let's get us a little thingy here so that way y'all can see what I'm talking about. 2-2 reversal to the upside. And it closed in force on the week. Okay, that basically means it closed higher than the opening of this one. Basically, this previous candle, 2-2 reversal to the upside. That would have been entry, would have been 56.23 or wherever this will open with 56.23.89, going up with the target of 56.51. That's the target, 56.51, which is right up here at like the all-time high. Actually, this target would be first. And then the next one would be the top of that candle there. All right, that is on the weekly chart. I believe we're looking at SPX. Yes, we are. And then this is the daily chart over here. Daily chart. This, you see what all the days did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we did all week this week. Going. Even though we had CPI and PPI, still had, we had a big dip here. This is Wednesday, dropped like it was going down at the beginning, right? Because it opened and then fell, then climbed back right on through there and closed off the gaps and went right on back up after. That was CPI, I think, was Wednesday. And then PPI had a little bit of downwards motion, but it went up. And then Friday, a lot more consolidation, but it still turned out to be a green day. Okay, Friday, I saw people online talking about how Friday, how they had basically not made money on Friday, how they had lost money or whatever on Friday. And it's just because of that consolidation, there was really no one-way motion. And I was like, you know what? When you see people who, quote unquote, are the masters of this, that don't do all that great, and you're like, okay, well, I have to give myself grace, because if these people who claim to be really great at this are having a hard time, they're like, okay, well, you know what? Then I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. That's the way I look at it. Okay. So that's SPX for last week. Last week. SPY should look about the same. Okay, SPY should look about the same. Okay, SPY should look about the same. What are we doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? It looks the same, pretty much. Because they're, of course, based on the same things. There's a gap that SPY is in right now. I didn't mark it on the SPX chart, but it is there. The gap from 2 weeks ago to last week. And then now it's almost filled, though. It's almost filled it up. Let's see what triple Q looks like. Probably going to be a little more of the same. Not necessarily exactly, but quite close. Yep. Same thing. 2-2 reversal. 2-2 reversal. 5 days in a row. That's triple Q. Let's look at DIA. Does it look the same? Is it the same? Nope, this one isn't quite the same. It had a red day on Tuesday, but this Wednesday looks about the same. And then the week also not quite 2-2 reversal, because it didn't close above the high of this red week, but it's quite close. Quite close. Entry would then be, if you were going to try to do DIA, entry would be the high of this red candle, which is 415. That would be the high of that, going on up to a target of 416 and some change. Okay. My ADI, I had ADI and I had Ulta last week at my credit spreads. And, I put this in an email message. I hope you're on my email list, but I sent an email message out about 2:30 or 3 o'clock, something like that. But I said in there that I was looking at Ulta and I could tell that Ulta was wanting to have more upside. And then I traded what I wanted to see, not what I saw. So I saw these couple days. I have been in Ulta since last Friday, which would have been the 6th. Yeah. And then it jumped up there but it pulled back here. This long wick was an indication that it still wanted to go up some. Even if it pulled back a little bit, we still had some wicking down here. And there was a lot of buying pressure. So after these 2 days, I thought maybe it'll hold steady. And then this one, it held steady all the way till Friday. And it decided to gap up, first of all, and keep going. So then even after that, I was still like, well, maybe it'll see. This is where you trade on hopium, which is not a trading strategy. Maybe it'll, anyway, my little 2.5 credit spread got breached. That's the moral of this story is to trade what you see, not what you want to see. That's the moral of that story. Ulta has really good premiums, so it can make you want to hang out with them. But I got bit last week, so me and Ulta got to take a pause for a minute. God, we got to chill out for a minute. Even though what I will do with Ulta, which is what I've done in previous weeks, is I will wait till later in the week. I had Ulta all week this time. I got really good premium for 2.5. I ended up taking in like $110. So it's really good premiums. But I was like, well, but after the movement of the week, it's like I really should have waited till Wednesday or Thursday. I still would have gotten good premiums because the premiums on Ulta don't draw down very fast. So I still would have gotten good premiums, but I wouldn't have had to sit through all the issues. Let's talk about what, well, I didn't want to go there next. I wanted to go to, where are you? There we go. I wanted to go to our meetings coming up for this week first. This coming week, we've got Monday, Empire State Manufacturing. Tomorrow, Tuesday, core retail sales month over month. That's first thing in the morning, 8:30. Before the market opens. Red folder, capacity utilization rate, business inventories. FOMC member Logan will speak, and National Association of Home Buyers at 10 o'clock. On Wednesday, we will have building permits at 8:30, housing starts, 10:30 crude oil inventories, 2 o'clock, the federal funds rate. Okay, this right here, ding, 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 ding. They should put 2 red folders here, to be honest. This is the day that Jerome is going to tell us whether we're rate cutting or not and by how much. Because I think everybody at this point anticipates there will be a rate cut. I think that what people are waiting for now is to see how much. I feel like, and this is just me speculating because of course I'm not an investment advisor and my knowledge of economics is subpar, but I feel like the rate cut is happening. It's going to happen. It's just how much. And that's going to, of course, cause responses at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. So know that on Wednesday, you're going to have that. I personally am thinking about whether or not to trade my triple Q and IWM credit spreads coming into here. I don't know if I will or won't, even though this is 2 o'clock. So I definitely won't I won't enter on Wednesday for Thursday because that's going to put me right at Wednesday, and then it'll usually pick and run when it does this right here. So I won't do that. Tuesday into Wednesday, I'll have to think about that one because the only thing in the morning is something before, and generally the credit spreads are pretty much closed. If they're going to close, they're closed before 2 o'clock. Right. Thursday, unemployment claims, Philly Fed, current account, and the manufacturing index, existing home sales, CV leading index, natural gas storage. FOMC member Harker will speak on Friday at 2 o'clock. So that's what's going on now. Okay, so what's of import this week? The core retail sales is going to have some kind of impact because it basically talks about where people are spending, are people, and how are they spending their money. Okay, that's definitely a key from, in our economy and inflation issues and all those good things. Are people spending their money and where, right? So that's important. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have the FOMC stuff is going to happen on Wednesday afternoon. And, don't know what's going to happen Monday or Tuesday, but there's probably going to be like some chill out time while everybody waits for Wednesday. Still waiting. They're going to be just waiting on Wednesday. Pretty much. Okay, these are our earnings coming up for this week. Thank you, Earnings Whispers, for always putting these out every week. Of course, this is not an all-inclusive list, but they decide who's like the anticipated, and it says and most anticipated. That's who end up on this list. The earnings is a whole lot of people, not just these. IPA is Monday before the market opens. After close, we've got High Tide, we got RF Industries, and we've got Vince. Tuesday, we've got Ferguson in the morning, nothing after close. Wednesday, General Mills, or the people who make cereal and breakfast and what else? I'm sure they make other stuff besides cereal and breakfast stuff. I feel like they do other things. Anyway, they're Wednesday morning before the open. After the close, Steelcase in Sangoma. Thursday morning, we've got Darden Restaurants. Darden is not Red Lobster. Is Darden Red Lobster? Is Darden Red Lobster? James is going to have me an answer. I know Darden includes like Bahama Breeze and some others. Why did I feel like Red Lobster was Darden? Maybe that's Carrabba's is Darden and Olive Garden. Those is Darden Red Lobster or no? Somebody who knows the answer can answer in the comments. FactSet, Endava, Cracker Barrel, Money Hero is all Thursday morning. After close on Thursday, FedEx, Lennar, Miller Knoll, Research. I'm not sure. All these S's, RSSS, Lightpath, and iPower, IPW is there for Thursday after. FedEx is there, which I'm sure that's anticipated. FedEx and UPS. UPS has not been looking all that great on as far as they've been falling off for sure. I think Amazon is getting their own planes. I think Jamie said something about that. That Amazon's getting their own planes. Lennar is the Home people, and Tamboran. Did nobody have an answer to the Red Lobster and Darden? I guess not. Am I ahead of you all by that much? On the feed? Hello, over in Instagram world. How y'all doing? Now let's go to maybe not. Where are we? Are we gone? Why do I feel like we're still here? I'm still here. Where y'all at? Nope. I don't know where y'all went. Is that it? 222. Oh, there it is. Happens on the wrong screen. Darden sold Red Lobster to Golden Gate Capital in 2014. Ah, okay. There we go. I thought they were still with them. Anyway, our list for this week is here. Big old long list. Cisco and DIA, Gold, IYR, J&J, Johnson & Johnson, CHC, which is Kraft Heinz, McDonald's, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, PM was Philip Morris, Ross. I didn't even know Ross really had stock, but Ross is here. SPY, TJ Maxx, TLT, XLI, XLP, XLU, VU, and V are all on the put credit spread list. On the call credit spread list, CVX, Dow, Merck, XLE, and Exxon. Those are all on the call credit spread list. And Iron Condor list, the neutral list, only included Triple Q, which I found that quite interesting for a couple reasons. The main reason I found it interesting was it had it on the list for a Friday expiration, and I was like, to ride in Triple Q for the week. Now, it obviously can be done, but you definitely need to have a plan for exiting if you're going to ride Triple Q for a week. But I filled this list out based on the Peakbot watch list and the lower risk areas, the green area. If you are a Peakbot person, the lower risk area is where all these things come from. I don't get into the medium or the high risk. I just do just the low risk things. And Triple Q as a neutral was on there. So I was like, okay, then let's put it on our list and go from there. All right. So let's talk about which ones. Well, who do we want to check out? I was thinking gold. Last time we looked at gold, Tanya, I don't know if I wasn't able to get. By the time I went back to gold, it wasn't looking as nice as it was looking on our call. We can look at gold. Let's look at Johnson and Johnson. What else do we want to look at on here? McDonald's seems to have come up in recent stuff. What else do we want? We want to look at the XLs. Now, generally, our XLs don't offer good premiums. Our XLs don't usually offer good premiums, but we've talked before about one thing you can do then is you can find something inside of that sector. And once you find something inside the sector, you can trade that, right? I'm going to look at Exxon and I'm going to look at Merck. That's the list of the ones I'm thinking. Anything else y'all want to look at besides what's on that list? I'm giving y'all a chance to see what's on the list that you might want to see. And while you're doing that, I'm going to open up Thinkorswim in my sim so I can place these trades along the way as we go. What's of interest? Kraft Heinz. I don't think I have ever traded Kraft Heinz. DIA is up here. It's the same as trading SPY and Triple Q, right? SPY is on the list for the week. That's another one. I mean, gotcha. We'll look at Google and AVGO. Did you trade any of AVGO, Marsha? Did you trade it? AVGO has been going. They've been going. I'm not going to bring it up yet, but LRCX, we'll look at that one too. Y'all know Jamie got jokes. Before the call was even open, he was on here talking about just in case, LRCX is this, and this. It's like, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do, Mr. Proactive. I'm being proactive. Appreciate it. Who's playing football right now? Who's playing football? And Jamie, did y'all win or did Tiva's team win? Was it the Broncos? Oh, that's why that's acting up. Is it the Broncos she was talking about? Add to can come up in a reasonable time. Steeler Nation. All right, Kansas City and the Bengals. Oh, the Bengals is my husband's team. He loved him some Cincinnati. We were out the other day and he had on a Bengals jersey shirt, like a long sleeve shirt. And then he had on the Bengals hat. And I was like, okay, well, while we're out and about, we can, we could just go, if we're out and we don't make it back home, we can just go on to church from here. He's like, I can't go to church in this just yet. I'm like, why not? I don't have on my shoes. I was like, bruh, you got on a jersey shirt and the hat. That's plenty. So, if I'm gonna wear my Bengals, I got to have on the whole outfit. No, you don't. No, you don't have to have on the whole outfit. So Kansas City and Bengals are playing Steeler Nation, Tanya says. Okay. Steelers are beating the Broncos right now. Okay. Where Tiva at? Y'all better go get her. The Bears are playing tonight. 7-0 Steelers in the second quarter. Okay. Second half, because they don't have quarters in football, do they? They have halves. The second quarter? It is second quarter. They do have quarters in football. Yes, they do. Let me get this going again. My charts. Let's see what we got. We're going to look at you all's things first, and then we'll go from there. Google, you like the Goog and not Google, not with the L. Need the shoes. Yeah. I'm like, bro, let's go. We did end up coming home and he changed clothes. James said the whole outfit. That's right. The Bible said put on the whole armor of God. Shoes count. Oh, yeah. Anyway, he ended up changing the outfit. Because what happened is we got rain though. So when he came home, he had to change out those wet clothes. It definitely rained on us. It's raining here. It's definitely we singing the I was gonna say Patterson, but who is the guy? Open the floodgates of heaven. I can see the guy. Let it rain. Oh, I can see the man, but I can't remember his name. It definitely it's been raining. It's raining. He's also the guy who sings, whatever you're doing in this season, don't do it without me. Same preacher, pastor guy. What is his name? Shoot, it is definitely escaping me. Anyway, this is Google. This is Google. We've got a gap here, close to open. And then if you keep in mind, we can pull back off of it. So it's about 50% of that is there. Nope. Paul Morton. There we go. Thank you. That's his name. Hey, Jermaine, how you doing? It definitely is Paul Morton. His name would not come to me. Okay, so here we are with our support and resistance. Let's see if we've got, now those of you who were on the call yesterday, are we seeing anything of interest that would be of import to us? Swing low. Swing low. Swing low. Swing low. Now that song's in my head. Whatever you're doing in this season, don't do it without me. That's my prayer too. Okay, let me see. Swing. I need to go in here. All these are like, this is a downwards trend looking. Downward. I probably need to go to a higher time frame if I want to see the broadening formation. So let me do that. Let me see if I can go up a little bit higher and see the swing high, swing high, swing high. I still think this one would be it in this little area right here. We'll go in here. Not really that high. I don't like it that high, but that could work. Because this is too far away. I don't like that one. Might have to go out to the monthly and see where that one is. We got a gap. This gap here was filled. Definitely in a downwards trend here. There's a gap here that hasn't been filled yet. That it may be trying to go down and get. Gap from 311. part of it has been filled. Okay, so if we're thinking about what would you want to do for Google this coming week, I would see Google as short-term bearish. It's been on this downwards ride. Overall trend you do see is upwards, and this may just be pulling back off of that. So that could be happening too. And this was a green candle. I wouldn't say it's a hammer per se, but it is got a lot of buying pressure here. So you actually could do two things. You could decide you wanted to do, you could do a put credit spread underneath these two. So I would go with this 152.06, believing it's going to go back up and go to get this gap. It could go back up there to get that gap. Tanya, what are you feeling? Are you feeling bullish or bearish? All that price action got that. This is on the weekly chart that I'm looking at right now as I was looking for the broadening formation. So let's turn back to the daily so we can see what's going on there. Maybe going on back up to the top of this formation. Yeah, I like the put credit spread idea at 149, 131, 149.31. Let's go look at the option chain. One thing I started doing too is when I look at the option chain is to see whether the volume is on the put side or is it on the call side, like open interest. Is the open interest showing up on the call side or the put side? See this open interest over here has got a lot more involvement happening over on the call side than it does on the put side. So of course, this is probably not a 1-for-1 every time, but that means more people believe it's going to go up. Right. So then that means we could do a put credit spread. You got to just look at where 72% may feel a little close. 152 is an 84% probability out of the money. So 150, 152 vertical, 150, 152 is paying $21. I'd want at least 25. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to make it good till cancel. And I would do that. Okay, 150, 152.5 on Google. Let's look at AVGO. AVGO. Jamie, I do appreciate you being here, even though I know you are hanging out watching your football game. I do appreciate you hanging out and let me drone on while you do that. Close to open. That one's closed. That one's closed. That one's closed. Close to open. This is closed as well. You're concerned because it's now in a seller zone and another one just above it. Yep. This is the daily chart. Do you have, what do you have? A call credit spread, put credit spread? What do you have? All that is filled. This is all filled. This gap is now filled. These are filled. Open to open. This gap here is not filled. No. Close. Sorry. Close to open. That's not a gap. So then close to open. Nope. Close to open. But then the price came back down. Okay. So I don't see any lingering gaps. It's coming into a good, strong, like I said, solid sell zone, which you said there's another one resistance area up here above it. So if you're doing a put credit spread, you just want to see how it responds to the zone. If you're doing a call credit spread, you just want to be above where we go. You said nothing. I closed my PCS. Okay. So if I'm looking here at it going forward, let me still switch to the weekly chart real quick and see what I see. It's kind of between two zones right now. See all this? It says the zone is down here at 136, and up here you got 170 and 176. Actually, this is probably can go a little higher. So on a weekly chart, you're in between these two. Daily chart. Oh, please, let me see about some trend lines. It's a trend line. Ah. It's a trend. This have to entertain myself because when I'm on YouTube, there's nobody to talk to. It's just me. I sing to myself, make my own jokes, laugh at them. Yes, yes, yes. It's a trend line. Okay, so I don't like that either. Let me see if I go to the month, if I can see it. If I see one. This is the thing, when the trend is going like one direction, it's like you can't really see the broadening formation all that easy because you really want to go like a swing high to a swing high, but this would make it be monstrous, and I don't like that. Okay, so let's go back to the daily. Jamie, you know I have to entertain myself. That's how this goes. This is self-entertainment. I still like the call credit spread because you're going to get decent premium. Even if you go above this resistance and above this one, you're probably going to be okay. That's 176, but that's 176. I think up here above that, you're going to be okay. If you wanted to do a put credit spread, you could really get down below the 157 in here. There's a few in here actually that you could really get into some of these and support yourself there. So let's go look at the option chain. Call credit spread, I just mentioned. %75 is at 174. It's a plus minus 8. Yep, 174 would work over here, and could work over here. Nothing's ever a would work. And 160. 174 and 160. 174 is paying $23, boosted up a taste and put it on a good till canceled. And 160 over here is paying another $20. So you're up to about $43 for a one spread. This is really good. I like that. It was 23 and 20. So that's $43 for a one spread on AV Go. That's a good one. Potentially a good one. Nothing's ever 100%. Okay? Nothing is ever 100%. We looked at AV Go. We looked at okay, now let's go back to the ones we said we were going to look at. Anybody else got something they want to add it to the list? Ooh, look at gold and all the gaps. Gold is just jumping. That's talk about pressure. That's pressure. We had all-time highs, the 238.98. It's definitely at a high. This gap here is not fully filled. And we haven't been here up and away. Up and away. Okay. I would stay underneath it, and I would be underneath them some support so I could. The put credit spread list said, let me make sure I get I can look at it here. The put credit spread list for gold has 234, 235 in here. 235 is in here. Let's go look at. This is gold. You can do gold every other day, by the way. It expires on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like SPY used to do it. SPY, SPX, all those they used to do every other day. Gold does the same thing. If you wanted to go all the way out till Friday, what did I say? 234, 235. 75% is at 235. So 234, 235 is paying $21. Paying $21. 234, 235 on gold, paying $21. Okay, now let's go to Johnson & Johnson. J&J, another one that's been kind of going up. Healthcare sector, there's rotation into the healthcare sector. Healthcare sector, there's rotation into there. What, XLV, I believe, is healthcare. Okay, you want to, let's see about getting us some lines. Some support right there. We've got some resistance up here at 167. Kind of been chilling in the zone. Get in the zone. It's a trend line. Here we go with that one up there. And it may want to go on back up there, go on up a little higher to see what we can do up here. I would probably go with put credit spread, this good little wick here. Let you know there may be some buyers that want us to keep moving up on Johnson & Johnson. I don't remember Johnson & Johnson's premiums being all that fantastic, but let's go see. Put credit spread and Johnson & Johnson, I got 162.5 on the graphic. 162.5, so 160, 162.5. $18. It's a 20% or 18% return. 160, 162.5, as long as it holds steady. Got to hold steady. McDonald's. Mickey D's, Mickey Dan's, my husband calls them. I don't know why. This is a lot of bullish movement on a lot of these stocks. Maybe because I'm looking at the put credit spread ones. I'm looking at the ones that were showing bullish, looking at the ones that are on the bullish list. All right, so we've got some support here. We've got some support here, and there's one more in the middle of it. So this gap is almost filled. Almost filled. Well, this must not be all-time high because that little thing ain't up here. Usually when it's the high, then there's a little flag. There it is. The flag is up here. 302 is that high. And there we go. Some resistances are here. So it is definitely in a resistance area in the sell zone for sure. 295.76, probably 300 will most likely be, that psychological number would potentially stop at 302 is the high. It's as high as it's been. Looks like that would be all-time high. I could go with a 52-week high. So let's go see. I got McDonald's though on the bullish list for 290, 287.5, 290. And I like that, but I also like something on the other side. Maybe 302 above that amount that's over there, 302.5 or 305. What did I say over here? 290. 290. Paying $30 for a 2.5 spread. That's over, that's over the 10% that we're looking for. And then the 302.5 is paying another $36. Another $36. So about $66, almost $70 for a 2.5 spread. That definitely makes it about 30% return. If you wanted to trade McDonald's, Mickey Dan's, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Ross. Has anybody ever traded Ross? I've never traded Ross. Ross Dress for Less. Ross. It's on the put credit spread list, 152.5. Let's go look at the chart first. What happened up here? Was that earnings or something? Almost was popped up, came right on back down. That happens a lot for earnings. People play earnings and then they once they get a pop, they take their money off the table. That's a gap that's not quite filled. Here's another gap that's not quite, well, that has not been tried to be filled at all. And there's another one here. Another gap is here. That's all Ross. Let's see what kind of support we're talking about here on Ross. A lot of support happened right here in the 149 area. See if I see any more resistance up above. Something's got to be inside of this candle. That's a big old candle. Let's see if there's a inside the 4-hour chart. Not. So that means we need to go down to the hour chart and see if we see something. I think that's just because it was the earnings. Not sure if I bring this back down, it won't look as pronounced, but it's basically 156. There's some resistance right here. 156. I got Ross for put credit spread 150, 152.5. We just looked at 152.5. Was that McDonald's? Oh, no. 152.5. Did I just do this? I did not. 152.5. It's paying $32, which is a few more dollars than the 10%. I wanted to see the chart again. The bottom of this gap will also provide some support, which is 147. That's us doing put credit spread. If you wanted something above us, it would be 156.46. 156.46. And we just said, well, we're at 152. Let's see, what is the plus minus number? Is plus minus 3.6. So if you went up 4 from here, you'd be at what, 160? 160 has an 88% probability out of the money. Nope, not that one. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Another $17. See if we can get a few more, squeeze a few more out of it. All righty, I said Ross. XLI, let's go to the XLs. Jamie, I'm coming to the XLs. Are you paying attention? Like I don't need you to chart for me. I can chart for myself. Jamie is the master charter. Yes, sir. Master charter. And I'm not saying that facetiously. So please don't think I'm trying to be sarcastic, because I'm not. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Okay, so 130.36 bounced right off of this support area on XLI. So it's got a gap down here that got partially filled. The wick on this one filled it up partially, like 50% of it. But I would still go. This is a put credit spread 122, 123, 120. Oh, way down here. 123 is like way down there. All this support and resistance in between. Okay, let's go look. I saw something on here that made me go with that, because I thought that was kind of far away too. But see how the probability out of the monies is real wonky. But I looked at the deltas to try to make sure I got to 25, and that put us way down here. I think it's just XLI may just be weird looking, but I was like, this is so far away for the probability out of the money to be. We got a plus minus 2. Plus minus 2 puts us at like 128. There's no reason for it to be at 123. There's going to be no money down there. We ain't going to have to even look hard. There's not going to be any money down here. 50-cent spread even up this high. $2. There's $2 up here. Okay, so we plus minus 3 and we're at 130. So let's say 127. 127 is paying $10. I'm not in love with that either. Even though it's a 50-cent spread, for it to be 50-cent spread in the 100s is interesting too. But that's XLI. Jamie, you ever traded XLI? Have you ever traded XLI? Let me see. I got some comments here. Like the premiums on AV Go. Yeah, I do too. You talking about pencil? Curious about VU and TJ Maxx. Okay, I got you, Janae. It feels like the market is pricing in the rate hike. It probably is pricing it in. You better know that they've already priced it in. Be curious if the market goes up. That means they did factor the rate cut. Otherwise, will NVIDIA still affect the market? XLI is industrial. XLI doesn't always have decent premiums. Yeah, I could totally see this being already priced in for sure. Okay, let's go to TJ Maxx. I didn't see that comment till now, so let's go look there at the TJ Maxx. Let's go look at the chart first. It is showing bullish, which we can see why. Can see why it's showing bullish. This gap is almost filled, but not all the way. Come on. There we go. Resistance here, right where that gap, right where it stopped in the gap. 119.55 support. TJ Maxx on the list is showing 118. I show 119.5 on the chart. 118. Probability of the money of 76. I can go with that. 118 is paying $15 on TJ Maxx. Let me go back to the chart real quick. It might come up here and try to test this top again. Let's see if there's something else back here. Actually, right there, 119, just a little bit above where it currently is some resistance. And 120.49 is some resistance. And then you got one more at 121. So there's enough resistance above you. And iron condor may be doable. Let's look here. I'd go with 122, put you above all of that. 122 puts you above all the fray. Right, so 122, 123. Let's see what kind of money. 122, 123 pays another $14. Get up to about 30 total on TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx. I'm looking at your note inside of the Telegram, JB. Listen, you just have to know who we're dealing with, and you deal accordingly. No, you didn't just meet me. Let's go. Oh, I didn't mean to put that there. I was trying to type VU up here. I typed VU in the Telegram chat. Okay, look at the chart on VU. Now, VU is one that people have been buying and buy and hold on the VU because it has been going up, even though it's kind of been. What's this? What's this candle pattern? My candle pattern, people. What happened here? Nope, not what I wanted. I wanted you. There we go. Two. Pew, pew, pew. Yep, that's exactly what happened. In case you said double bottom. Okay, it went right on up. So where are we now? $517 is resistance. 517.9 up here. Support. in this general vicinity. There's a gap I missed. Open to open or close to open. That was sung to the tune of Woman to Woman. Ay, ay, ay. Yepper. This is how we do it. Okay, so I see, let's see. I believe it's put on the put credit spread list. I'm fairly sure. It is 507.5. Again, that's pretty far down here. There's some support there. And there's some more here. Let's go see why it's so far away. That's 9 points. So we have a plus minus. Plus minus 9. Yepper. We've got 505, 507.5, which is right here. 2.5 spread, paying $35. $35. Okay. Those were the ones I had on that side. We didn't look at XLP and XLU. XLP is consumer staples. Consumer staples. Support. 84 is the all-time high. Okay. It's up here testing it again, though, to see where we can go. XLP. XLP, you think we should go with put credit spread or call credit spread? On this list, it says put credit spread, 82.5. Put credit spread, 82.5. This is not looking like those premiums are going to be anything. 82.5. $5. If you wanted to spread it out and make it a one spread, it would pay $11. I'll put it in I'll turn it on and let's see what happens. And the next one, XLU. Why do you think the energy sector is on the bearish side? Does anybody have an idea of why the energy sector is on the bearish side? Why is it bearish? Why is the energy sector bearish? Come on, there we go. Gap is filled. This is the all-time high. Support. XLU, utilities. Utility sector has been getting some movement. Okay, XLU is 76.77 is the trade. 76.77. Let's change this to a one spread. Paying $17. That's XLU. Anybody have an answer to the XLE question? I'm not looking at the comments just yet, but hopefully you're putting something in there as to why XLE is bearish. Let me see if I see some comments here. I didn't put the last week's results up for this week because when I got ready to do them, I mean, to be honest, I didn't feel like it. So I was like, it would have taken me a lot more effort than I wanted it to. So I was like, that wasn't where I wanted to expend my energy at the time. So I didn't go check. I should go check, though. At least I can see the win rate, even if we don't see the money, because the money is what takes the extra time to figure out. The win rate, though, is easier to see. Support. There's a gap in here that's not quite filled. This is XLE. Close to open. Got about 25% of it filled, or about 50% of the gap filled. Resistance up here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Of course, this is a zone. Every time I chart this, I put it on the line, but y'all know this is a zone up here. It's not just a hard line, right? XLE is showing on the bearish list coming out of this resistance area. It's showing bearish. Well, you also got the overall bearish. I guess if you look back in time, you always got to pull back and take a look at it, but it's been coming down a minute. But it is definitely like it's like recovering here, and it's starting to go back up. So there's that. Let's go see what's on the call credit spread side. XLE is showing. Come on, mousy. Mousy, mousy. XLE is 87.88. 87.88. $18. It's paying $18. You got CVX, Merck, which Merck I think falls in the healthcare sector, and Exxon here as well. Let's go look at Merck, MRK, and then we'll look at Exxon. About 50% of this gap is filled. It needs to come and do the rest. It needs to come and fill the rest of it. But it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet. And the gap is definitely providing some resistance for Merck. So Merck on the list has 118, 119, which puts the resistance or puts the sell leg above the gap. Okay, so let's see what would be 118, 119. Sure. Paying $13. I'm not a super fan of that per se. Let's go see. I want to take it to single. Janae, you didn't ask me to look at NVIDIA. You probably don't need me to look at it, huh? Like, nope, I don't need you to look at it. I can look for myself. Yep, 79% is at 118. And then we're going to look at Exxon. Oh, go to the chart first. There's a lot of stuff on here. Let me clear this off. $112, 110, 112. Exxon, I have 114 as the resistance area or as the sell leg. And I got that from probability at the money, 81%, 114, 114, 115, paying $14. But I still feel like there's enough support here, 110. You have to go a couple more. 108, 109, 108. 108 pays another $12. That'll be good. That way you at least get 30 out of the deal. Right at 30 out of the deal. Yes. Let's go check out Ulta. Since they took my money, Jamie said to leave stuff alone. That way you don't feel like you revenge trading. But I feel like Ulta owe me. That would probably be the epitome of revenge trading, is feeling like a stock owes you. Yeah, you owe me money. Think Ulta owes me. They got a gap up here. It was filling, and it went and filled it. I feel like Ulta owes me money. Above this gap, 381, 382. Actually, that the whole gap is filled with price action. Of course, you could just go, put credit spread, bottom of the gap, 373. Let's see, 373, 381. Let's see what's the plus minus number. Plus minus 13 puts us at 391 and 365. 367.5 and 390. It becomes a 5 spread. Let's see, 390, 395. $65 is over 10%, but Ulta can't get the $65 on that side would be fine. And then 367.5. You got to do 2 of these. So $70 more. So you pull in $130 for a 5 spread. Ulta done got full of itself, so now it's up here in the 5 spreads. But let's look at ELF though, because I think y'all was saying that ELF also does a decent job with premiums, maybe for the same reason. ELF, something's in the middle. 109 to 119. Plus minus 9 again. Plus minus 9 puts us at 125 and 108. 125 is paying $17 and 108 is paying another 20, so $37. $37. That's it's pretty decent for a 1 spread. $37 for a 1, if you do the iron condor, that is. Let's make sure there's no comments. Nope, nobody asked for Ulta. We can go look at MU. Expect you guessing. Okay, let's see. Does energy include solar? I believe so. Tanya said, I think energy is down because there was a threat of war that didn't happen. Okay. And he ran up with the threat of war. That's true. That's spec you guess. And we'll take that spec you guess. We're not sleeping on MU. Let's go. MU, I think, has earnings this week, but let's go look at it. Didn't nobody ask for Ulta. I got into Ulta on Friday and don't remember it was a 5 spread. I'll have to check. If you went up that high, it might have been. It's right below that. Right below that is a 2.5. It switched over at 500. Micron, I think Micron has earnings this week, but it wasn't on that list. It wasn't on the EPS Whispers list, and they wouldn't have missed that. I don't think they would have missed Micron. Why did maybe they got earnings coming, but not yet. I thought I heard somebody say earnings was this week for Micron. Yeah, nobody wants Ulta. I agree. Ulta took my money. Took my money. Okay. Micron just been chilling down here. Just been sitting, and then it went up and touched again. Ain't really been able to get moving. But it's got this gap up here that may be calling. Gap may be calling. See what's above the gap. 95. One spreads. 96 on the top side and 87 on the bottom. 96 up here. Pay $16. What did I say over here? I forgot. 87. Another $19. So yeah, about $38 you could get for if you did the iron condor, which this chart, it's not looking all that bullish or bearish. It's looking definitely kind of consolidation-y. If we did 96, that's above this gap, and 87 is right in here. It's really 87 is below that, the bottom of that gap. All right. How many of us are trading SPX on the 0 DTEs? If you're doing SPX on the 0 DTE, you need to lean into the strategy. I'm not sure if those of you who are in my Facebook group, Randy, posting there, Randy Yancey, posting that Facebook group every week, pretty much. He's trading using this strategy, and he trades it at the end of the day. Does iron condors. He takes in 25 to 30 with each contract. He's got a delta that he chooses. And he's, rinsing and repeating it every single day. All right. Please click like and subscribe. Put a thumbs up. Let the internet, let YouTube know that you liked it here. So that way they can continue to push out to more people. I need to start asking for that earlier in the call, not when I'm at the end. It's a little late, right? Send people, but we're getting ready to go. But anyway, the secret to making the 10% profits every single day using SPX, XSP, I believe it can be used on some of the other 0 DTEs as well. As far as the strategy itself, it can be used in other places. SPXplaybook.net, SPXplaybook.net, and you can get the playbook for $27. I also recently released the when to use credit spreads versus debit spreads. This book is $5.88 over at educatortotrader.com. You can go get you a quick downloaded copy and be reading right away. Okay, that's over there as well. Now, the membership. We are hanging out in our membership all the time. That's why these people who are commenting and saying all this stuff is because they hang out in the membership with me all the time, and they're comfortable, and I harass them. They harass me. It's the way it goes. It's the way we do. It's all in great fun, though. But our membership, we basically are helping folks learn how to use the market for their money, how to get money from the market without having to spend a whole bunch of time in front of your screens. So we're doing our charting challenges happening inside the membership. We trade together. Those are the people who have immediate access to me, all that great stuff, and to my team. So, if you're interested in hanging out with a group of people who really, are trying to have a good time and to make some money, then come on over and join us in the membership. You can get signed up over at educatortotrader.com and hang out with us from there. This is the charting challenge that we're still in right now. This week, we're going to Tuesday the 17th. We've got charting on different time frames. Like, how do we use these different time frames to help us with confluence using our chart alerts? And then on Thursday, we're going to have a guest teacher who's going to come in and teach us the 6-line strategy for day trading. He's already said, yes, he'll do it. And so we'll have that on Thursday. If you trying to get in on that, you need to go ahead and join the membership, which is where the charting challenge is. So you can sign up for the challenge. That automatically gives you access to all the membership stuff. But if you want to get in on it, it's not too late to join in the charting challenge. It is not too late. Okay. That's what's happening this week in our membership as well as trading. But be careful. Remember, I told you that FOMC is happening on Wednesday, so you'll keep that in mind. Of course, every morning we talk about the stuff that's happening that day, so you won't be lost. I sure hope that you all have subscribed to the channel and that you will come and hang out with us every morning. We're here every morning at 9:30. 9:30. We're here every single morning. Okay. I believe that covers everything that we're going to cover. We've been here about an hour and 20 minutes. I sure hope you all have gotten value out of the time. I appreciate that you come hang out with me and you see what we're talking about. Those of you who decided to watch football with one eye and watch me with the other, I appreciate it. All right. I will see you all in the morning, and I want you to do two things. I want you to stay green, and tomorrow, get this money. All right. See y'all later. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.